Welcome to Two Nerds and an Actor. Before we get started on our nerdy leaks and entertainment reviews, we want to acknowledge what is happening in the world right now. Amidst an outbreak of disease, there is the longest American pandemic still killing us, and that is racism. It does not take a break, and America refuses to lower that curve, and Black people and brown people are still being murdered in the streets, in their own homes, by the police and by racist people. We want to give you 8 minutes and 46 seconds of insightful words to honor the life of George Floyd and also honor the fight we are still in and the efforts we still have to take to simply live.
Some folks up there saying, no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice. No peace. And if we don't get no justice, there ain't gonna be no damn peace. That's the bottom line. Let me just start off by saying to you that Black people are in a state of an emergency. We are in a state of emergency. Black folks in America. And those who support us need to understand the depth of the state of emergency. And it didn't just start today, but it is at a critical point. We are at a point when folks, grandmothers, all the way down to little babies are tired. People realize that this attack that we're under, I heard someone saying on TV today that it feels like every Black person in America is being hunted. That's how we feel. And so that state of emergency is causing all types of things. But out of the White House, last night we heard the President of the United States say that when the looting starts, the shooting starts, which we know is a reference to another racist time in the history of America where police abused our people. That same president, he is the same man that in 2018, at one of his speeches, Donald Trump said that he is a nationalist. Now, this is important for people to understand what we're dealing with here, so that you know when we say a state of emergency, what we mean. He said he is a nationalist, and if you understand the history of white nationalism in America, to have the president say that, we were in a state of emergency at that moment. He also went on at another press conference or another event to say to police officers, don't be so nice when you arrest them. Y'all got to remember the history of the man who is in the White House. He said, don't be so nice to them. Hit him in the head when you put him in the car. These were his words as the President of the United States. This is not an isolated situation. These instances are not isolated. What is happening in America is that white nationalism ideology is running wild. And the reason why buildings are burning is because this city, this state, would prefer preserving that white nationalism and that white supremacist mindset over arresting, charging, and helping to convict 4 officers who killed a Black man.
The problem exists because white people think they're better than Black people, and they want to oppress us, and they want us to allow ourselves to be oppressed.
This is the big. I agree with you perfectly. This is the basic problem.
Then what do you
that
want
white people think they're better than others?
I can't solve the problem. You guys pull the strings that close schools. You guys draw the boundaries that keep our kids restricted to the ghetto. You guys write up the restrictive covenants that keep us out of houses. So it's up to you to talk to your brothers and your sisters and persuade them that they have a responsibility. We've assumed ours for over 400 years, and we're tired of this kind of stuff now. We're not going to suffer patiently anymore. No more turning the other cheek. No more blessing our enemies. No more praying for those who despitefully use us. We're going to show you that we've learned the lessons you've taught us. We've studied your history, and you did not take over this country by singing "We Shall Overcome." You did not gain control of the world like you have it now by dealing fairly with a man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves, you rape entire continents and races of people. Then you wonder why these very people don't have any confidence or trust in you. Your religion means nothing. Your law is a farce, and we see it every day. You demonstrated it in Alabama. And I can say you because you're part of the whole system. You profit from it. In fact, you make your living from it. You couldn't walk around and talk to people, stand up in your pulpit on Sunday and preach nice little songs and say, now we're going to give thanks to the Lord for he is good and old Jesus be among us. As far as we're concerned, your Jesus is contaminated, just like everything else you tried to force upon us is contaminated.
First of all, I want to thank every single one of you for coming out. This is very important. This is very vital. Black lives have always mattered. We have always been important. We have always meant something. We have always succeeded, regardless. And now is the time. I ain't waiting. I ain't waiting. I have been born in this country. I'm 28 years old, born and raised in London. And for time, every black person understands and realizes the first time you are reminded that you were black. You remember, every black person in here remembered when another person reminded you that you were black. So none of you out there, all those protesters on the other side, protesting against what we want to do, protesting against what we want to try and achieve, burn you, because this is so vital. Sit down, guys, if you can sit down. If you can sit down. If you can sit down. I need you guys to understand. I need you guys to understand. I need you to understand how painful this is. I need you to understand how painful it is to be reminded every day that your race means nothing. And that isn't the case anymore. That is never the case anymore. We are going to try today. We are a physical representation of our support for George Floyd. Bang on them! Bang on them! Bang on them! We are a physical representation on our support for Sandra Bland. Bang on them! We are a physical representation on our support for Trayvon Martin. We are a physical representation of our support for Stephen Lawrence. For Mark Duggan. It is very, very important that we keep control in this moment and we make this as peaceful as possible.
Exactly.
We make this as peaceful and as organized as possible. Because you know what, guys? They want us to mess up. They want us to be disorganized. But not today. Not today. Not today.
If the racist white person, I don't mean the person who is examining his consciousness and so on, doesn't understand that he or she is also a race. It's also constructed. It's also made. And it also has some kind of serviceability. But when you take it away, I take your race away. And there you are, all strung out. And all you got is your little self. And what is that? What are you without racism? Are you any good? Are you still strong? You still smart? You still like yourself? I mean, these are the questions. It's part of it is, yes, the victim, how terrible it has been for black people.
You don't like that.
I'm not a victim. I refuse to be one.
And the victim is the other person who is morally inferior and
that's
who
a
has
serious
to hold
question.
on to
Of course.
racism
if you
to
have
somehow
to hold, that's
for his or her own self-esteem and definition.
If you can only be tall because somebody's on their knees, then you have a serious problem. And my feeling is white people have a very, very serious problem. And they should start thinking about what they can do about it. Take me out of it.
What's it going to take for you guys to be okay tonight and to stop this chaos?
It ain't me. It's not me. I'm going to let y'all know that now. It's not us guys neither. And I'm glad that y'all said that. It's not us. It's the police. This the madness that they spark up. This is what they encourage. This is what they provoke. This is what you get out of you taking a loved one from someone. This is what you get. You get a lot of people that's hurt, and they can't vent the right way. They can no longer depend on the police to be here to protect us like they say they gonna do. So this is what you get. And no, it's not gonna end today. I can't tell you it's gonna end tomorrow. I don't know when it's gonna end. But it's for y'all to start. We're not the ones that's killing us. Y'all killing us. We can't make a change if y'all don't change.
All right, welcome back to Two Nerds and an Actor. We are that entertainment podcast for the nerd adjacent to the nerd aficionado, where we give you bi-weekly reviews on popular TV shows and movies, where we tell you in hilarious fashion what to watch and why. We want to thank you for taking that time in the beginning with us, because it is a whole nother world out there right now, and there's no way we wouldn't be able to bring it up, to honor it, and to bring it into the space. So today, it is Season 4, Episode 8, and I am here with my nerd birds, Mike Santana.
I have a proclivity for ravens and covids, so I'll just go with the seagulls from Finding Nemo.
The mind?
Mike.
Perfect. And France Jerome.
I'm going to go with Thunderbirds or Go. Thunderbirds.
Uh-huh.
They're like these puppet things.
Remember Team America? It was that, but it took itself serious.
But it was serious.
Yo, I loved those.
No, you love Team America.
No, I love Thunderbird. Well, both. I love both. Both are magical. And I'm your host, the secret society ruler, Aisha Jordan. That'll make more sense later.
Okay.
I see what you did. I love what you did there.
Thank you. Other people will get it.
As in me.
If you don't know, if you don't already know, we're going to be reviewing the movie Lovebirds on Netflix, starring Issa Rae and Camille Nanjiani. I've been practicing that.
You did it.
I'm not good with names, so don't make it seem like I can't say that specific one.
Oh, no.
I can't say anybody's name, and I don't rember anyone's
It's like, what's his name?
Okay.
Like Rod Stewart.
If we're ranking who sucks with names, I wear the crown. Come on.
That's because you go Harvey Dent with that shit.
So
That's true. I remember character names for sure.
Like Zendaya? Zenduya?
that's an affection.
Kim Basinger.
That's a movie quote. You see, that's not fair. The Jessica Chastain one, that one, that one I'm going to hell for. But
Ever live
that's
it in
on
for
me. That's on me. You know what I mean? That's on me.
All right, so we got some good nerdy leaks for y'all today. We're going to talk about some public figures that have been saying some wild shit. And we're going to talk about some movie theaters we know and love and some TV shows that are making some changes. So let's get into it. So first off, I think we all have to talk about John Boyega, which I think is funny because he has been saying a lot, like even before like everyone started mobilizing all at the same time. John Boyega has been talking. He been getting on his like interviews and just say he's like, I don't care if Disney fires me, blah la 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 la, and you're like, dang. So recently he's been just like,
I mean, I've never heard him say that, but pretty much that's been his attitude. He's gonna just say what he believes is right, you know.
Where him and Oscar Isaac been going off.
Oscar Isaac too? Yeah,
Oscar Isaac was going off about what it's like to work for Disney. Just little things where he was like little jabs, and he'd be like, "Yeah, they wasn't ready for Finn and Poe to be a thing because Disney not ready to move that way." But he was dead ass though.
Yeah, well, John Boyega recently has been just talking out about, the many atrocities. Obviously, this isn't the first atrocity, you know what I mean? But it's one that we're seeing a reaction to that I can't speak for those ahead of us, but I feel like right now it's the one we've seen that has mobilized the world in a way that we haven't seen before. And mobilize people who don't usually pay attention.
A diverse, probably the most diverse, that group of people that I've ever seen, rally behind a cause ever. That just
it's true.
It's one of the most positive things out of all this hurt and pain that people are trying to process and change.
And I think it's a lot because like the pandemic happened and we're all inside our houses looking at our TV, looking at our like streaming or watching YouTubes and all that. So it was like you couldn't ignore. You couldn't be like, oh, I never saw that. I was out at the bar or I didn't whatever.
We've all been itching to get out of our houses anyway.
Right.
And this is, I mean, medically speaking, this is probably the most dangerous thing that we could be doing. But it is obviously also the most necessary thing.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that speaks to the power of having, a John Boyega out there in the streets.
Yeah.
And talking his talk.
Yeah.
Talking his shit like proper, because like.
So basically, the UK had a big rally in, what was it called? Start with
Hyde Park.
Hyde Park. They had it in Hyde Park. I should know that. There's like a Hyde Park in Boston. But
I feel like there was a Hyde Park in the movie we're going to talk about.
Yep.
Yeah, probably. So he, made this speech that was so emotional. Like, you can't help but cry with him. And for me, I think the most powerful thing is that, like, he's not American. You know what I mean? All the people, not saying all the people in that crowd, there's probably some Americans in that crowd, but it's a UK march. It's a UK protest. And they're saying all the names of these Black American people who have been killed and saying they stand. And it's like talking about their connection to us. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
You can't not feel that.
Yeah. Like, America does not have a monopoly on racism. It's just what we, as a country, it's been really good at. But it's not exclusive to the, within the borders of the 50 states. Paris had a huge, for days, they've had huge gatherings, bigger than possibly the largest gatherings of people ever for protests the last few days, just around the world. And I think that collectively, folks are trying to address, the systematic oppression, even within their own countries, but also showing support for America because, we're not perfect, but a lot of other countries hold us to a high standard, and they're like, y'all fucking up right now. So, like, big time.
That is 100% true. Whew. All right.
But yeah, shout out to John Boyega. Shout out to a lot of celebrities, athletes. Keke Palmer, a lot of moments with her. I mean, former NBA player and fellow podcaster now, Steven Jackson.
Wow.
Who was extremely close friends and acquaintances with
George Floyd.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he called him my twin because they actually look very much alike.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else I thought was powerful that went down was, it's not even powerful. Something I'm recognizing around the corporate co-opting of what's happening.
Right.
But Star Wars definitely reposted. And then, like, we got your back.
Wow.
A picture of him
a lot
in
of
the
people
hoodie.
in the movie industry.
Jordan Peele was like, don't worry about your career, though. We got you. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I'll cast you as, don't worry. We need a key grip, and here's the script.
And then right underneath that Star Wars, and people was like, word, because he looked real small in his poster. In China, people was like, okay, you said it. Now you got to back it up.
You got to do stuff now, right?
You got to do some stuff. I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting.
Right.
Just interesting about the support, and then the accountability factor.
Yeah.
Right. And listen, we have to call out companies, corporations, principalities of power, because where were they when John Boyega was getting all this heat?
Right.
From DK, Star Wars fans and critics. Mm-hmm. He unfairly being criticized. I have my issues with the film and where they took the characters and what they did with characters.
Right.
But that's one thing. Another thing is attacking the people as people.
Right.
And John Boyega took so much heat.
He
and
did.
you heard very little from the studios and things like that in defense of him. And, he stayed with a positive attitude and been vocal, but, now they're being immediate.
Right.
With their support. But that has to be something that's long lasting. And that has to be something that's not just because it's going to trend.
Right.
That has to be our norm.
Word.
So.
Yeah.
And that's what all these like companies are now like really making it apparent. Like, Lyft sent an email out and they were so clear. No one's being really like wishy-washy. Like the time of being wishy-washy and safe is done.
No, some of them fucking are.
Yeah.
Like the NFL, but
true.
This ain't a sports podcast.
Let's not say all. Let's not say all. But a good number of them have been sending out these things that are like, clearly, we are clear that this is where we stand. Which is really important because we've had many years of people not being like, oh, yeah, like we believe, yes, yeah, but like they wouldn't turn away a member, a person or something that would like disagree.
And this very well, not to be cynical, but let's be real. This could all very well be just companies, corporations, whatever, figuring it'll cost us more not to say something than to say something.
True.
So it's a business move. But what we have to look at it as that their reaction alone is a demonstration that we have a huge impact with our dollars, with our time, with our retweets and all. Like we have a lot of power in terms of why those entities are in the positions that they're in.
Yeah.
And why the gatekeeping and all that other shit has to stop.
Right.
And I'm going to give one shout out to somebody that's, in the industry, Neil Brennan, who he went on his IG, I think it was yesterday, as of the time we're recording this.
Yeah.
And he just flat out and said, you can talk all you want to talk. You can be a shit person. You want to actually change stuff, hire black people. Hire them.
100%.
Put them in your corporations, put them in your boardrooms, put them, put people of color, black people, put them in the positions that the system has essentially denied them from having access to, because you improving the livelihood of black people creates black families that then can give their children the exact things that the system has been denying for centuries. So, he was basically saying, do that. If you do that, if you have a comedy show or you have a talk show and you're going to talk about how you're an ally, this, that, and the other, he said, you better have a black person on your writing staff.
Yeah.
He was like, you better have this, that, and he's right. So,
and
shout out to Neil Brennan for that.
I wrote an article recently kind of about that. It was like colorism in the TV and film industry. And it was like the number one thing you need to do is you have to have a diverse type of people in every room. Not just like we're going to have this one casted member. You need them in the writer's room. You need them as a producer. You need them as directors. You need them in all the places so you can get a nuanced idea of what is the proper thing you want to be putting out there. What are the narratives? And changing that it's not just one. It's not just we're going to put it all in this one corner. We're going to put it all in that one person. It's like you have to have more, which is really great. And I think some people are listening, which is what we haven't seen before. So, on that note, I do want to give a little bit of celebration to Two Nerds and an Actor because that's us. Because we have now merged with Black Nerd Problems. Woo!
Awesome.
We were working on our own and still kind of producing it, but we do have the backing of Black Nerd Problems. They're going to be posting with us. We're underneath them. We're working with them to do this podcast. And it's really exciting to have a new avenue for new audiences and different people listening and bigger audiences and more opportunity, while at the same time providing new kind of genres and mediums for one of the, I don't want to say the largest, like a big platform out there, Black Nerd Problems. So very excited. Check us out when we post on their Instagram, Facebook.
We on a platform, G. Woo!
I think we also go on the website, right? Yeah, there's like a media section, so you'll see our podcast there.
Omar Holman will personally deliver each and every one of your podcast downloads to your electronic device of choice.
And then also tell you to buy his book. We Were All Someone Else Yesterday. Check it out on Amazon. I actually think it is on Amazon if you do want to check out his book.
Oh, wow. You really were off the cuff with that one.
I think I'm right, though. Like, I was really like...
Listen, we did not agree to plugging anything in pre-pro.
We didn't, but like...
How dare you?
I think I just knew it. It rolled off the tongue.
No, but yeah, it's exciting. A lot of handshakes I got to learn, but it's...
You don't have to learn them. Honestly, it's just Naruto.
Well, he's covered then. You know,
I'm covered.
It's just Naruto. So I don't know the handshakes.
Oh yeah, you fucked. You fucked, Rock Lee. But yeah, no, it's cool, being associated with them, and there's probably folks listening to us for the first time because they fucks with BMP content already, and they're like, ooh, a podcast. And hey, hopefully we can be entertaining and informative and part of your BMP rotation now.
We're hyped to join the other 3 podcasts on BMP and hopefully big each other up and guest on each other's stuff. But yeah, we out here.
That's what it is. Black and brown people supporting each other, lifting each other up. That's what this is. Francis is shaking his head.
Listen.
He's shaking his head.
You better have several of those cracky voice type moments during this episode. I want that energy throughout.
All right, next up, we're going to talk about someone who's been fucking up.
Everything's a wrestling promo now. They're changing us already.
Okay, yeah. So, yay, check us out. The next thing really is about someone who's been fucking up, actually. It's very unfortunate timing there for Shameik Moore.
Oh, you mean not Miles Morales? He about to be off
Yeah,
that shit.
like, okay, I need someone to just talk a little bit more about it because I didn't go down the rabbit hole on this one. So tell me what the hell he did and why he was even talking.
He was on his respectability politics, John. First, it was about, violence and how like black. Then he mentioned black. Once he mentioned black on black crime, it was like skirt.
Oh no!
Pump the brakes. The most bombastic thing was around him bringing some historical context to the bus boycotts and being like, there was a black cab company. She could have took a cab, and then the whole internet was like, good night, sir.
He's saying she. You're talking about Rosa
Parks. Listen, all right. Let me.
If he'd at least said Claudette Colvin, I'd have been like, at least
he
you
don't
know
even
some
know
names.
who that is. He's obviously shown us he don't know who that is.
Allow me to kingpin mob lawyer for Shameik.
When I was a boy,
pro bono. Shameik he's only 15. He has no time to study because he's out helping fight crime in the streets.
Obviously.
He's conflicted because one of his parents is a first responder, a police officer.
He doesn't know what to do.
Shameik, he's a grown ass man.
He is grown ass man.
For reference,
to answer your original question,
Morales, damn it.
Yeah, I know. Like his body's going through changes. No,
he doesn't know what he's saying. Okay.
To answer your question about like why did he say this?
Yeah, where was he and why did he say it?
For whatever reason, he felt compelled with his platform to make some tweets. And I don't want to disassociate I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say his good intentions with his lack of historical context or understanding of it, rather. I don't want to disassociate those things, but the point is he just made it worse because he followed up the tweets with a series of videos of himself, and that nothing he said in the videos helped him at all. So
man, bust out the shovel was like, let's get deeper.
I'm sorry. He then put out videos.
Yeah, he's trying to. Like he wanted to be able to backtrack it. Yeah, he wanted to backtrack it, walk some things back, be able to have a stream of consciousness outside of 240 characters. But he was just digging it. Every word was a. Oof.
So was he like trying to apologize?
No.
Yeah. No, it was. It was. What's the name of the company?
Hallmark?
No. I'm trying to keep it Marvel. What's the name of the company that
Damage Control?
Keaton? Yeah, he tried to damage control his own shit.
Oh no. Yeah, no.
Bueno.
You definitely need for famous people, you need a good media coordinator or consultant, whatever, when these situations happen, so you don't come out your ass 2-3 times, just one time.
This moment gave rise to my new favorite handle. Shout out to Shameik Moore's ex-publicist. That somebody changed their name to that immediately, and I was like, this shit is funny as hell.
On Twitter?
Yes.
You know how they say the internet's undefeated?
Facts.
Yeah.
Twitter is in like the middleweight division, so they got the most comp.
Oh my god!
And they always on top.
Always on top.
Like that division of the internet is truly undefeated.
That's why I haven't been so good on Twitter, because I'm like, I don't know how to box. I'm gonna just be an audience member.
I think Shameik demonstrated perhaps the most necessary skill for utilizing Twitter effectively is knowing when to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So
I cannot believe it. We're gonna go into kind of our thoughts on the future of the Spider-Verse a little bit later.
Oh, you mean recasting him from you? That's
on our next steps, our future thoughts, our what needs to happen.
Aisha deadass put together a slideshow of like profile shots, headshots of other actors who could take his job.
No, I did the in memoriam thing from Spider-Man Far From Home.
Wow.
That blip when Shameik Moore was Miles Morales.
Yeah. Damn. I didn't see Sony retweet like Star Wars did. I'm going to tell you that right now.
They're like, ooh, we don't know him.
I didn't see anybody retweet.
They were
maybe
like hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, maybe a co-producer on like Venom or something. Like maybe it was like, I hear you, bro, but
I understand what you're saying.
Like, on the other hand, no.
Yes. All
right.
I really like his voice.
No, we're going to find I got one for you. All right.
Okay.
So, on the other sad news, because that is sad. So, on the other sad news, AMC has noted that they might not make it out of this.
Oh, the theaters?
The theaters, yeah.
Oh. The whole chain.
The whole chain. It's very sad because I feel like even before this happened, right, years ago, they took over like Lowe's, right? They were like, we're going to come up.
Yeah.
We're going to take over Lowe's.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like now they're like, we probably won't even exist.
Yeah, an article that I was reading that I sent to you guys, it was saying that they've already taken around a $2.1 to $2.4 billion hit given the pandemic and having to close down so many of their theaters around the world. That even if things start opening up by, midsummer or end of summer, it's very possible that they would be in danger of having to shut down a significant amount of their theaters. And that's really sad because
that's super sad.
AMC, I mean, I've talked, I big up their A-list.
Yeah, their A-list thing is pretty dope.
It's pretty good for the price, if you're a frequent moviegoer. They've done a lot to renovate a lot of their theaters.
Yeah, they got them recliners in Bay Plaza. What?
Yeah. And so it's kind of sad. A lot of people will be out of work if that's the case. We've been talking about the impact that COVID-19 is having on the movie industry and the theater industry itself. I don't know if another company will come in and scoop those screens and try to pick up where they left off, or
Right.
if this is maybe perhaps a turn where the movie theater experience will become even more premium, but there'll be a shift where we could just download the stuff and watch it home if we wish. So I don't know what's going to happen with that.
The AMC streaming service?
No, I mean, Amazon was already talking big about making. They've already had conversations with people
About like buying AMC?
about buying AMC, yeah, or buying a certain number of movie theaters. They're just like,
oh shit,
it's optimal for them because no matter what happens as an experiment, it's a drop in the bucket for their bottom line.
That's kind of true, because then like the way they've done with Whole Foods, you know, you go and you can like, oh, I've got Amazon Prime. You could probably get like discount tickets or popcorn or something. They could definitely bank on that.
Yeah, wow, I didn't even think about that.
Well, it's a thing. They've been talking about there have been a few articles and a few business Johns that's talking about it, which is one on one end, oh man, that's cool. On the other end, damn it.
I mean, listen,
another thing.
I'll bless Bezos with an idea. I mean, he can use it. He's struggling.
You know he's listening, obviously.
It'd be interesting if Amazon were to take over AMC. I could see where they could have a model where you buy a movie ticket to see the film in their theater, and you get like, because of your Prime membership, whatever, you probably can get the same movie when it comes out, boom, to your Fire Stick automatic or to your Fire TV. That'd be a really interesting way for them to kind of bridge the experience between those two things,
like
give you incentives.
That would get people to go to the movies. That's like such a good idea. All right, continuing on kind of the movie theater and stream wars. I wanted you to be like pew 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 pew, because that like makes more sense to me, but cool. So HBO Max launched and everybody was like, and here I am now for the next 10 days. But
I thought you were about to say something negative about it. I was like,
I'm about to. I'm gonna get there.
Okay, I was like, who did you talk to?
Because then, like, as soon as you opened it, you were like, "What the deuce?"
Nah.
That's how I feel.
Nah.
Explain.
Okay, I'll go first then.
Number
one, they have all this stuff, but not everything. So
wait.
No, for real.
How dare they?
For real. I'm just saying, I got excited about like Crunchyroll, right? But then I'm like, where's Attack on Titan? Where's Food Wars?
I give you that.
I got excited about Steven Universe. Oh, but you don't have Steven Universe Future. You have all the stuff that I can already get somewhere else. So I'm confused. And when are you going to give me this stuff that I can't get somewhere else?
Now, you sounded ungrateful. That's how you sound.
I'm just putting it out there. Like, nobody wants to talk about it. Everyone's excited.
Nah.
But when you go there, you're like, how come I can't see season 4 of Rick and Morty?
No one can. That's not available anywhere until it, like, except the Adult Swim app, I think.
No, yeah. But if you have like cable, if you have somebody's login.
No,
I mean, I didn't say that out loud.
I'll be real quick. I was actually impressed by how smooth, like, if you had HBO Now, it automatically updated it. You hear me? Title of the episode? It updated it to Max, unless you have a Fire Stick, because they're still in conversation with Fire Stick and with Amazon and Roku.
That's what I had a question about.
Yeah, honestly. It's not on there yet, but on my smart TV, on my Xbox, it already flipped, and it did that seamlessly. But I was immediately, and pleasantly surprised with the fact that, okay, cool, yeah, it doesn't have everything. It has some DC stuff. It has some Cartoon Network stuff. It doesn't have everything. But I think eventually it will. We talked about that.
Okay.
But I just like that, as opposed to the last hype launch of a DSP service, whatever, Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. As much as we love that, they didn't have everything either. They didn't even have all their MCU films on there for no reason.
That's true.
Like, they're just about to get Infinity War. They had Endgame before Infinity War. Like, the fuck?
It was on Netflix, yeah.
That's true.
But I'm just saying, they didn't have everything. But the thing with Max is that, you go to Disney Plus, it's a quality aisle in a store, but you know what you're getting. It's all kind of that same vibe all the way down the line. With Max, they have a decent selection of a lot of variety of things, of all stuff that you can sit with the kids and watch, and stuff
That's
that you
true.
watch when the kids are asleep. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
they got all that shit there.
Okay, I guess I'm just, bougie and I got my high expectations. But I'm still watching it. I turn it on and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I
there's a lot
am
of stuff.
very excited about Ghibli because I watch
Studio
Totoro.
Ghibli, yeah.
And remember
that stuff.
they were supposed to get the Harry Potter movies, but like in 2021. And
Yeah.
they surprised everybody and had all 8 films at launch.
front,
So
yeah.
that's not bad.
Can I say I'm mad though? Because literally the day before it went live, I bought like the last Harry Potter that I needed to buy on Apple. I was like, you know what? Because he was like, oh, do you want part 2 of Deadly Hallows? I was like, nah, that's fine. I have all the others. And then HBO Max came out. I was like, God damn it.
They got Batman 1989. I'm good.
They do.
They have every Batman movie, and they have Batman Beyond Return of Joker. So, I mean, if you on your Batman flow, you're good. But, I mean, they was always good. HBO was always pretty good with Batman.
Yeah, definitely.
What else was there? There was a couple
But they
things.
don't have, I don't think they have the Dark Knight trilogy on there.
They might, actually.
I don't think they
I
have
didn't
all
look.
3.
I didn't see.
I don't know.
They don't have all 3, you're saying?
Yeah, I don't think they have all 3 for whatever reason. But also, what was I going to say about shit that they had? Oh, they have Lord of the Rings on there.
Did they?
Yes. But they don't have like the...
Damn it.
Is it extended?
Yeah, I wanted the extended ones.
Oh, they don't got the
that.
extendos? Chill.
They don't.
See? But that's how I feel. I feel like it's like, oh, we got everything a little bit.
Which bless them, because they jumped the gun to make sure they get stuff out to folks, because it wasn't supposed to be out yet. And
Yeah,
when you notice
right.
when you get on first that it was like gig, a little glitchy. I was like, but when we first got on, it was a little glitchy.
Was it smooth?
Only when we first got on.
Yeah, but I think hours later it was fine.
Yeah, we were good now.
I mean, I just, like I said, I think the variety could be enough for people if, they're tired of Disney Plus and their kids playing Frozen 2 6 times a day.
True.
They could be wanting that. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I've heard that it's been pretty successful. And remember, they had the built-in subscribers with folks that already had Now. So
yeah, or if you had HBO in general.
I didn't know
cable.
that. I thought you had to buy it. So that's good. All right. Speaking of Batman and Batman trilogies. Batwoman. We talked about this last time, I think.
we did.
Did you just say ayo?
Oh, nah.
Oh, he said ayo. Got you.
Ear.
Batwoman. We talked about how this girl is leaving.
Ruby
Rose. I should remember that one. Ruby Rose is leaving. So instead of just casting someone else, they're actually going to change the whole character.
The whole thing, man.
Which, I mean, I'm confused because, again, I don't read the comics as in-depth as other people. So, like...
Neither do they.
Touche. But, okay, so who's coming instead?
I forgot the name of the character they went with. Oh my god, I just totally know.
Is it another Batwoman?
It is another Batwoman. Anna.
It's the younger. It's the younger
not-
one. Ryan. No, her name is Ryan.
Oh, okay.
Ryan?
Her name is Ryan, which does not, match anything from the lore of the books. There was at one point 3 women passing the mantle, passing the cowl around to each other to make sure that there was always a Batwoman presence in the comics for a little
Passing
bit.
the cowl.
Was it like you could
around
take a
to each
break?
other.
Like, nah, I'm off on Wednesdays.
Well, yeah, people. They was like, we got lives, and one of them was like a cop, and so she could like her version of Batwoman was more detective like. One of them was like paramilitary, so she had a different feel to her. All that blah blah blah.
But
still, I don't know. I mean, the real backdraw is they spent the whole season building up that twin sister villain arc for Alice, and that's just gonna go by the wayside.
Alice? What do you mean?
So for those of you,
The
Spoiler?
spoilers up front. But yeah, they spend the whole first season. Her adversary, Alice, with the Alice in Wonderland motif, is her twin sister. But they haven't seen each other since they were kids, so they don't know each other.
But it'll make more sense if they change the lore and this new person comes in and she's like, oh my God, that's my twin sister.
You're more excited about it, obviously, than Ruby Rose was. So
no, but I mean, the new person will be excited. I don't know. Guess. I don't watch that show. I'm not going to watch it now. Just being honest.
Okay, all right.
We watched that first episode and I was like, okay. I don't know if I care.
I think they should have just went full cheese with it and let Ruby Rose just walk around and cut people's hair and then fight them and then cut her own hair and then fight and then just walk around and wear, button-down shirts and then cut people's hair and
I really think they should have just did a rope-a-dope and been like,
loop.
Like, what? Why does she look different? Nobody knows. Oh, well. That's what they should have done.
Face off, like in that movie, Face Off.
Right, exactly.
Don't you dare besmirch that classic.
Yeah.
Peach.
All right, so before we go into our reviews, we want to do our shout-outs. Actually, we don't have much shout-outs, but we do want to do some donation plugs. Because I think there's a time where everyone is sitting at home, doesn't know what to do and how to help. And right now, you've obviously got those pandemic links, but there's some other people who really need that help right now. So,
this goes out to you.
I'm going to give you kind of a list of places where you can donate to do your part, even if you're sitting at home. So number one definitely is the George Floyd Memorial Fund that is on GoFundMe. You can give as little or as much as you want. It helps the family. It helps those affected for funeral things and just their livelihoods and everything like that. So definitely check that out. The Minnesota Freedom Fund. It's helping a lot of bailouts for protesters during this time in Minnesota. The National Bailout Organization, and that's at nationalbailout.org. So there's a lot of people who are probably wrongfully getting arrested right now, who will need to post bail. So there's a big fund putting together to do that. And it's always there, actually, for all different types of causes with the National Bailout Organization. Black Visions Collective. This is one I've actually donated to the last two. The Black Trans Queer-led Organization for Dismantling Systems of Oppression. That's the Black Visions Collective. And then there's Reclaim the Block. These are advocates for community-led safety initiatives in Minneapolis. So it's like, how do we turn this around with community-led people? Campaign Zero. They're actually an online platform that uses research and policy solutions to end police brutality. So it's not just on the ground. It's like, what are the systems we can put in place to stop police brutality from really happening? And then there's Unicorn Riot. They're an organization that exposes the root causes of social and environmental issues through media. I actually watched one of their videos. They're one of the people that exposed that a lot of the undercover cops were the ones starting the riots in Minneapolis. They were the ones who were kind of showing some of that footage. Unicorn Riot. So check them out too, and donate where you can. And of course, you can always donate to artists like us who continue to do the work and amplify Black and brown narratives and opinions. So you can donate at twonerdsandactor.com. It's anywhere from $1 up to anything that you can afford monthly or one at a time. And donate to other artists too who are really doing the kind of work that we want to see for our future, whatever it may be. We need to make sure our voices are out there and those narratives are getting heard, and help us to make sure and keep our voices out there on the airwaves, on the streamways, all that. Yeah. If you don't have money, number one, I think everyone is doing it. Post these places where other people can donate. Make sure you're getting information out there that is accurate, that people can know what's going on. Don't just trust the first thing you see.
Vet your sources, please.
Definitely. Because we all want to be informed, but you all want to make sure we're seeing the right stuff and getting the right words out.
Yeah, and it's important, and I'm really glad, Aisha, and that you put together a diverse set of places that folks could donate, because like as tragic and as eventful as what happened to George Floyd has been, lots of people have already donated directly to his family, to his daughter, things like that. But as I mentioned, he has, thankfully, you know, he has a lot of people with money, power, affluence supporting the family. Right. There are many other causes, other folks who have been victims of police brutality that have not had their voices as amplified.
Right.
That still would need the help. So organizations like you mentioned definitely could help spread that generosity, spread that compassion out to other folks who also will need such assistance and support.
100%. We'll put these in the comments as well, so you guys can actually see where to go and where to click. But yeah, if you are enjoying listening to us as well, you know, subscribe, like, share, and we hope that we're providing some sort of levity in this time, and giving you some sort of solace when obviously the world is on fire.
Or tell a friend to tell a friend.
Like again.
Again.
Or I feel so sad for young people right now.
Oh my
They're
goodness.
going through it. Recession.
It's like unbelievable.
What the fuck is the Regents going to be? There's going to have to be...
There better be some Black Lives Matter questions.
There's going to have to be like the U.S. history Regents is going to become like a 2-day exam. One day is going to be like for American history, but there's going to be one particular 3-hour session in which Regents are state exams, by the way, if you're not from New York City
right.
or New York State. And they're going to have like a 3-hour exam dedicated just to the year 2020.
And it starts in March.
I'm just saying, like it started in January with rumors of World War III.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about
there,
that. My mind can't hold all the things that have happened this year. It pushed things out.
2020 has been so thoroughly fucked
since day one
that they casually officially released footage of UFOs. The government.
And it was whatever.
We just added it to the fucking pile.
We're like,
and said we will deal with it later. Okay, that is
so true.
And we are midway through this year.
Yeah, we haven't even made it midway through. Midway through is like July.
I said we are midway through this year, because just like our podcast, I'm sure 2020 will have a break, right?
Today risks annihilation. It could be an asteroid hitting the Earth. It could be a new virus, climate change, nuclear war, artificial intelligence gone rogue.
Sure. Right. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. You think you knew things? It doesn't matter.
It's quiet.
You never knew. All right. On that note, let's go in.
On that note.
What? Where do you go from there?
Oh, no, man.
You can't. There's nowhere to go. All right. So we're going to go into our no spoilers review of the movie Lovebirds on Netflix. And the first 2 episodes of the new CW show Stargirl. So if you haven't seen it yet, you're thinking about it, maybe you want to, now's the time to listen. If you have watched it, also keep listening.
We're going to roast it.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yo, damn.
All right.
Capone?
Oh my God, definitely not.
No, that's my review, by the way.
That means nothing to me.
Is it Capone?
I love you.
All right, so Lovebirds is a film. It's a romantic comedy that came out on Netflix a few weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't know time. But it came out starring Issa Rae and Kumail Nanjiani.
Hey.
I did that so well.
So casual.
She's not reading this, by the way. I can vouch.
I am looking at the ceiling.
And I'm looking at you through this Zoom meeting.
Social distance. So basically, they're a couple. You see, like, in the trailer, this is all in the trailer, that they're a couple and something really intense happens on their date. That they're now, like, on the run from the cops.
Woo!
So it's very funny. It's funny because when I watched it, I forgot about the trailer entirely. And I was like, oh man, I gotta watch this romantic comedy. If anyone knows me, I really don't like romantic comedies. They have to be like so good. Like,
yeah, she hates them.
I really don't.
Not a fan.
And then when like the thing that happens, I was like, oh right. Now I'm interested.
Now we're back in.
So I guess my question is, did you love it right away or did it have to grow on you?
Damn, that's a presumptive question. It's a romp-com. I'm gonna coin that. I'm gonna coin that phrase because I've never heard it before.
Romp-com.
It's a romp-com because it is a romantic comedy in which the couple, the main protagonists, go on what would be considered a romp.
They're on a romp,
which is like a rambunctious adventure, right?
Yeah. Wearing rompers in a romper room.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so therefore, did I love it or did it have to grow on me? I liked it. I liked the movie. I was entertained, but it felt a bit derivative from another movie involving a similar plot with Dave Bautista called Stuber.
Was that also?
Oh, you never saw
Nanjiani?
I saw it on a plane.
You watched it? I didn't watch it. I opted off.
But he's in that movie too.
I forgot he was in that.
And it's like, okay, just change a significant amount of things, but we got to get this guy away from vehicles in his next role.
Yeah,
of all kinds.
Watch his next role be like he drives a cab, and you're like, God damn it, racism.
Speed 3.
You mean 4? No,
cab.
Wait, now you got me thinking.
I was like, is there a Speed 3?
There might be a Speed 3, actually. 2 was on a boat, because 2 was on a boat.
2's on a boat.
Yeah, a cruise ship.
What?
A cruise ship. Correct.
A cruise?
Yeah. There might be a 3 already.
I thought it was like a yacht. I don't know. What?
No, it was a cruise ship.
Dang, I did not pay attention.
I Lovebirds. It was a movie. If it wasn't for quarantine, I don't know if I would have seen it.
Oh wow!
I was like, because it looked cute in the trailer, and watching it, I was like, it's all right.
Hit him with the sauce.
We know what it was. It was really fun to watch black and brown people be like. There was more about it that I was able to relate to it immediately.
Oh, okay.
Which was amazing. Really? But that's what, and I was like, all right, cool. I know now that I'm genuinely not interested in this.
Yes.
Not just because I can relate to the characters actually, and I'm still like,
He's such a weirdo. He said he could relate to the characters.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah.
I'm gonna vouch for my man's.
Issa Rae's character in that movie. Issa Rae in that movie. I understand. I was like, oh, I'd say some shit like that.
Okay.
So you saw yourself as Issa Rae in that film?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
All right.
I think it had to grow on me, obviously, because I don't like rom-coms. So I started out already on a low note. And then it did grow on me. I ended up thinking it was a very good, break. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the movie wasn't intermission.
It does.
It was. It was like, oh my God. You could
it's only an hour, 20 minutes.
Exactly. It was like an hour, 20 minutes. Some nonsense happened. You get to watch Kumail Nanjiani, I think, just put out his stand-up jokes that he never used in stand-up.
Yes.
And you were like, that's funny. It probably didn't work in crowds. So he was like, let me put it in here.
It didn't work in crowds.
I will say this. It is fun to watch jacked Kumail Nanjiani try to be awkward. I'm like, bro, it's not working no more.
Yeah, he's got to work on that too. You're too physically fit at this point.
And you can tell. Like, I was like, oh, is this Jack Camille? And I was like, yup.
He's wearing that bralette, so his fucking jaw was brolic for no reason.
It was.
He's gonna cut Issa Rae with that shit.
He was looking very defined. He definitely was.
He was.
Some other actors, actresses that are in this film. Anna Camp. You should know her from True Blood. She was that really weird Christian person.
Oh, yes. She was in True Blood. That's why, I think you said, what other thing was she in? And I was like, you mean True Blood?
Yeah, probably over something else.
And Paul Sparks is also in this film. I like Paul Sparks.
Paul Sparks, which one's that?
He was in, he plays the character known as Mustache.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'll say. He was also very good on, and it keeps coming up, Boardwalk Empire. He was great in that show. Really enjoyed him in that show.
Yeah. So do you recommend it?
Yeah, because we're in quarantine. So
why not?
Nah, I'm not gonna give it that much of a.
It ain't Capone.
No,
my God.
It ain't. But in the good way. Like, no, I was entertained for what it was. It felt very much like an episode.
It did
of a show.
True.
It felt in a good way. Felt kind of like a sketch comedy bit.
That's true.
Stretched out over a 3-arc or 2.5-arc type story. You know, the two leads are engaging. They're funny. They're great to look at. You know, like it's everything about you're glued to the screen, and it never got boring. It got a little samey for me, but I enjoyed it overall, and I thought it was fine. I don't need like another one.
No, I don't need another one.
Like with you didn't want me to compare it to it, but it's another Netflix rom-com.
Yeah, it isn't.
Always Be My Maybe. That's a film that I could actually stomach 2 or 3 more in that world.
For sure.
Right. Whereas this one, I'm like, I'm good with the one shot. I'm good. Don't need more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's watch it.
Okay, how many? What do I want to say? Bike messengers do you give it?
That's where you went with it?
I didn't know where else to go.
There were plenty. There was unicorn t-shirts.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Oh, right.
Shards of broken glass.
There was so much broken glass.
I thought about game night immediately.
Plague masks. How many orgy participants? Oh, sorry.
I was going to go down that road, and I thought bike messengers was the safe one.
No, you listen.
How many eyes wide shut?
You nailed it.
Yeah, I was like, I tried to keep it.
No, you were perfect. France, how many do you? How many?
I give it the premium
messengers?
Rush of 6.
Oh my God!
Wow.
6 bike messengers. 6 Joseph Gordon-Levitt's.
Wow, that's the tequila.
Yeah, it is.
I was also going to give it 6 bike messengers. I thought 5, and I was like, no, I feel a little bit more.
Premium
6.
Rush.
I don't know if it's premium, but it's 6.
What's crazy is I was also thinking 6.
Oh,
wait.
That sounds like the devil.
But then I backed up a bit, and I rethought about it, and I'm like, no, let me move forward past 6, but then 6.5, I backed up, a little bit, and then I went forward. I'll give it a 7 for what it is.
Okay.
I'll give it a 7 for what it is.
Wow.
7 bike messengers.
That's nice. All right.
For what it is.
Check it out, people. I mean, we're in quarantine. Honestly, might as well. It's like I said, a good break. With that being said,
Stuber.
Watch both. I mean, what else are we doing?
Might as well.
Watch Issa Rae's show and watch Stuber.
Oh man, we would need a whole nother podcast for Insecure.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That is a whole nother conversation.
I didn't want to say the name of the show because it's not like she's paying us.
That's also true.
So.
Nah, but she could get tagged though.
We'll tag her.
Hey, yo.
What?
No.
All right. On that note, we're going to take a break. Everyone, go get yourself a drink. Because I did mention tequila, so I feel like you're probably like, oh, I I should go have some tequila.
We got kids that listen to this, so what you meant was
go get chocolate wasted?
No, I was gonna say Bacardi or
Yeah, we used to call Bacardi.
Start it slow. Get some Smirnoff.
We used to call that Batman rum.
Batman rum?
Because when my little brother, shout out to Micah Genesis, when he used to see the Bacardi thing, it had the bat on it.
Oh my God.
So he used to be like, Batman liquor. And we used to be like, what?
The drink of choice for Batman.
Lord.
After a rough night out, Alfred comes by.
And he's like, I got you something.
I don't always drink rum, but when I do.
The bat.
It's Puerto Rican.
There you go.
Oh, man. Go get yourself some bat rum. But not Corona.
Bat rum.
Not Corona.
I'm not drinking this episode. I think people can tell, hey, he's talking a lot less. And I'm not so giggly, but I will giggle from the break, after the break.
After the break, he'll giggle. All right.
Stay tuned.
See you in a minute.
I'll talk about freedom. Oh, what color? Makes no difference. Oh, what color? Makes no difference. Oh, what color?
All right, and we're back. So I hope you were able to get your tequila, put the lime in the coconut, and drink it all up.
Your Capri Sun.
Yes. Also your juice box.
No.
I don't know. You could put rum in a juice box somehow. I don't know how.
No, I meant, you know what? I just didn't want the kids to feel like we were...
Like they're left out?
Yeah. Like,
sorry, your apple juice.
My niece keeps sending me videos. She's teaching the kids how to properly...
Oh, with apple goose?
Apple goose? You want some Grey
You
Goose
don't know
right
apple
now?
goose?
No.
Apple goose, yes. You get a
Apple
little
goose.
apple juice and Grey Goose.
with... Oh, my God. Iced tea, I think, is their go-to.
Okay, that's fair. That makes sense. That's good parenting.
Yeah.
All right, before we get into it, we're going to do our little question segment, which is not Forky Ask the Question. We'll find a name for it.
You can't keep sideways trying to make it that. You are going to get us sued. You are going to be the one to get us sued.
Who's Forky? I don't know who that is. All right.
He's trash.
So here's the big question. Who's taking over for Shameik Moore?
Damn.
We all need to know.
We jumping the gun watch with this one.
Jumping
the gun watch over the Meg.
Oh, that is not the name of this episode.
It can't be.
It's not.
No.
Okay, so who's replacing Shameik Moore?
I know who I want. I got to get their name right, though. So you guys go first.
We just need a voice, right?
Yes, just a voice.
I got one off the top of my head.
Okay.
Caleb Coughlin, young homie from Stranger Things.
Oh, I love him.
Oh my God, that's such a good idea.
I don't know if I don't know if he's got the I don't know if he got the city swag for it, but according to his album, he do. So I'm with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the fuck he
I'm
do.
sorry, album?
Oh no, your man he's the goods.
What?
Yeah, but by the time they get him on this, his voice gonna be like
fresh off the boat.
No, you gonna think he sound like what's his man's Harbor?
Oh my God, like Hopper.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
By the time he get in the booth at Sony, he gonna sound like Hop, like mad bass.
Stop it.
Gotta patrol these streets.
Okay, I got the person's name that I wanted, and I thought of it immediately because I've been obsessed with this show for like a year now. There's a Spider-Man show that was on Disney XD, And it is so good. I saw it on a plane. I saw one episode on a plane and I was like, I have to keep watching this. They do so many creative things with the characters and the villains, and it like moves really fast, but there's so many episodes. It's really good. It's just called Spider-Man. So that's why it's so hard to find sometimes, but it was on Disney XD. And I guess this is kind of spoilers for it. So if you haven't seen the Spider-Man XD, like don't listen.
I think you're good.
Okay. So Miles Morales obviously is in that series, and the guy who does the voice is Nadji Jeter, Nadji Jeter, and I think he should do it. He's hilarious on that show. Like he gets trained by Peter Parker, and like my favorite line from him. I say it all the time is because Peter Parker is always talking to himself and having these weird ad libs. And he did this one where he did like a nursery rhyme. And Miles Morales was like, yeah, making nursery rhymes cool again. And I was like, this is the guy. He has to do it.
This is the guy. What's funny is that, well, first of all, shout out to Neil Patrick Harris. He also voiced Spider-Man once.
Did he?
MTV Spider-Man,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But we need a Miles, and it's funny you said Nadji Jeter because of that show, right. That very particular specific show that is on Disney Plus now.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah, it is.
Right, and I'm saying Nadji Jeter
yes!
because of his voice work as Miles Morales in the Spider-Man video game on PS4.
Oh,
he also
I have that pop.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm picking him too because I'm like, well, he kind of already is the voice of Spider-Man in other places.
Right?
Oh,
so that might be a move. That's if they decide.
I'm posting it and I'm tagging Disney.
Yes.
This is the thing. I understand we're in the cancel culture. We're still in that shit.
Right.
I understand that. But it's like there has to be room for people to be educated and learn as well.
True.
And I'm not saying that has to happen for Shameik Moore.
He's a grown-ass man.
He's a grown-ass man. I'm not saying that has to happen. I'm not saying that he should be able to... I'm not advocating either way. But it's cautionary for, if we condemn everybody for every single thing they've ever said...
There'd be nobody doing nothing.
Yeah.
There'd be nobody left to speak. So it's like... I don't know. Because we got to think about it like this. On one hand, you're playing a very prominent fictional character that comes with a lot of responsibility. No puns intended, to that role because of the many children of color that look up to you and whatever. So you have that responsibility. But at the same time, there's such a large audience because the movie was such a success that know you already. Might mean a lot too if you made a mistake, did some research and homework, came back with it, and was able to disseminate that and acknowledge the stupid ass shit you said.
I mean, it goes.
So there's value in like both things, I think, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
It can go either way.
Nadji Jeter, just drink your tea.
Exactly.
Get ready to get called up.
You're on deck.
Might be.
Because it could go, it's true, like cancel culture or not. I mean, if he can do his homework and come back and change things. But I do know that there is a bunch of people of color who don't care much for Shameik Moore. And before this, it was just like he doesn't have much of a personality just outside of the screen. It was just like, he's a bland person. Now it's like, ugh. So we'll see what the execs actually say. It's like, okay, Gal Gadot or Gadot, she's got a lot of opinions, but she's still Wonder Woman. Let's put it that way. She is still Wonder Woman. Yep. All right, let's go into this Spoilae review.
Yes, you say it this time. You say one.
Spoilae. I can't do it. I wasn't prepared.
Daryl will make it work. Shout out to Daryl.
Shout out to Daryl. So we're going to be doing a spoilers review of the movie Lovebirds on Netflix, out on Netflix, and the first 2 episodes of Stargirl. Oh my God, I just realized we didn't we didn't do no spoilers of Stargirl.
We didn't.
We didn't. Oh my goodness.
I won't play it.
How do we do this? We're going to do this for the listeners. The first part of our Stargirls review right now will be no spoilers, and then we'll move into spoilers.
Yes.
How about
We'll
that?
yell it.
We'll let you know as soon as we decide to do spoilers, because that's not fair. You should know whether to see it or not. It's a new one.
Sorry. It caught us all off guard. We changed up the how we do for necessary reasons.
That's all right. It's all right. Stargirl is a white girl. We were like, we're not going to give you that much airtime.
Oh,
not on this one.
Damn.
I just said what we were all thinking. Come on.
Wait, stop.
Well,
we getting Shameik.
What? When we get into the review, you're gonna be like, "Oh, Aisha's the one who liked this show the most."
Nah, I just coined it, yo. When you Shameik. You speaking out for everybody when you shouldn't.
I'm speaking for everybody on this podcast. Anyway, but we're gonna start with Lovebirds. So after our spoilers review of Lovebirds, we'll go into our no spoilers of Stargirl into the spoilers of Stargirl. So hang in there. Everything will be in the time stamp. So if you want to skip around, make sure you do that. Okay, so right into Lovebirds. Spoil it. So, as we mentioned, it was like one you had to kind of grow into. So, what was the moment where you were like, I'm in this? Because, you know, for Capone, it felt like, I want to turn this off, right? What was the moment you were like, okay, I'm with it?
It was when homie backed up in the wit over homie's body. I was like, ew. Oh, all right. We're going there. Oh, okay. This is what we, again. Okay, cool. That's how far we're going. All right. Good
He
to know.
did it like 4 times.
Yeah, I was like I remember feeling in my body being like, I was like, well, that attention to detail. I'm here. You got me.
I think for me, because as I mentioned, I forgot about the trailer, right? I forgot that it was like their car gets jacked and then they're like involved in this obvious murder that happens on the street. I think for me, it was the moment when those 2 white people like arrive in the alley.
Oh, yeah.
And they call 911.
And they're like, oh my God, they're black. But I'm not saying that because they're black. It's because like...
Because Black Lives Matter.
At that moment, I was like, oh, okay, I remember what this is about, and I'm along for the ride. Because again, I don't like romantic comedies. So after that, I was like, this is going to be funny. The romp comedy.
This might surprise you. Maybe not, because I gave it a higher overall score than you guys did. Not by much, but still. I was kind of intrigued from jump because of how, air quote, perfect and harmonious this relationship was.
At the beginning,
I was like, they're not dragging this through 2 hours. I'm not going to sit here and watch The Perfect Couple, am I? That's what this is? And thankfully, it was the complete opposite. They were fucking annoying. They were. But in the, in a cute way,
Right.
They were meant to be annoying and how they squabbled. Everybody found it annoying.
Did.
So I would say it caught me there. And then when I saw, this said like 5 years later.
Right.
And they're fucking arguing over minutia. I was like, okay, thank you. This is more realistic.
Right.
Because everyone's miserable. I'm kidding. But it caught me there. You know, that wasn't the most interesting part. But you're asking when did you buy it?
When
I
did you
bought
buy
it in
it?
there.
And it's funny too because I always say this, and like I think people know if you've talked to me about anything that has to do with like Issa Rae, really. There's 2 actors I feel like their chemistry with the other character doesn't matter because they don't have it. That's her and Lakeith Stanfield. They have both been in romantic comedies where I've been like, I don't see how you guys are together. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. But you're 2 characters that I like to watch. So I'm here. You know what I mean? So they don't necessarily have loving chemistry like with anyone. I mean, aside from Insecure. I just want to put that out there. Insecure is a whole nother thing, like I said. But it's like you're in it because these two characters are characters. You know, Camille Nanjiani is like hilarious. He's doing his little stand-up bits. He's like, "What's with this?" And you're like, "What?"
Well, he's him. He plays himself pretty much.
Often.
Right. And Issa Rae is definitely her. She's like awkward, and I'm gonna call the shots awkwardly for some reason.
This is like for me a return to awkward black girl for her, where her character in Insecure, Issa, is more directive and focused and
now
outspoken and confident, or at least about who she is and what she wants.
Insecure.
I was like, but this character is a return to that girl who doesn't know when to speak and is so awkward that it makes you awkward. You're like, I don't want to feel like this. I'm cringing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I cringed a lot during this movie.
Cringe fest.
Because they were so bad at describing anything, including their own feelings.
Right.
Cringe-a-palooza.
And it was funny. What was funny is that their professions require them to be able to communicate clearly. Right. But in real situations, they were fucking horrible. This movie could have been 10 minutes long and resolved. If one of them knew how to communicate a coherent thought in even a slightly stressful situation. But
I will say the two parts that I think were hilarious about, I mean, I think there was a lot of hilarious parts, but a couple that like got me was when like the cops actually get to them and they're like, yeah, no, we know you didn't do it. There's like mad cameras.
Traffic cams.
Like mad cameras. Like we know you
caught
didn't
the
do
whole
that.
thing.
Oh man, what was the other one? I'm blanking on it now. Go say what you were gonna say, Mike. It'll come back to me.
No, you got me thinking about funny moments.
The shit with the glass in the window. Like
what?
Which
what
one? There's so much glass.
We talked about the broken glass.
Broken.
Well, when they bust in the apartment.
Oh, the frat boys.
Oh my god.
Well, when they interrogate the frat boy and Issa Rae is just throwing shit during the scuffle, I was so mad. I was like, come on, you get.
She's like smacking him.
Do something helpful. She gets the knockout hit. You know, like okay. And then when they start bad copping it, which that was hilarious.
She kept smacking him for no reason. I was like, why are you smacking him?
That part was funny. My favorite part was this fucking stupid way they tried to get the guy that was stealing the Cat Williams jokes to like, open the phone.
Oh my god!
That whole thing they came up with the box. Oh, if only I could open my phone. It was funny because he already said, I could do it for if you can open my phone, and then because I forgot what the first reason was, but then the second reason was, oh, my doctor's name, I don't remember. It's in the phone. It's like you already had them. They already would have helped you for the first reason. And then that part.
Oh,
was
I remember it now. It was in the beginning where they're arguing, right? They're arguing and they're arguing about
in the car.
No, in the apartment. They're arguing about like what an orgy is, like. Let me tell you. She starts starts describing. She's like, then someone else shows up. This person shows up. Why does France, before the other character says, he's like, she's talking about a gangbang. And then Camille Nanjiani's like, you're describing a gangbang? I just like slowly looked at France like, what?
They're giving those accounts out for free. I don't care. I'm not listening to nobody.
He's like, she's describing a gangbang. I was like, what? Why
Listen,
do you?
There's Uber X. There's Uber Pool. All right. Potatoes.
I'm just like going along with the movie. He's like, that's not an orgy. She's describing
and
gangbang.
That's what a gangbang is kind of like a train. They're kind of going along.
I was like, what? Anyway, yeah, that was a good moment. But yeah, all in all, I think it's just plain good fun. It's like two characters who have big personalities or awkward personalities and putting them in the most stressful situation, life-threatening, which in the end isn't that life-threatening. Well, I guess the horse kicking and the do you want the grease? The do you want the grease of the horse? I was like, the fucking horse.
When he got kicked, that was dumb.
I was like, kick me with a horse. Hopefully my ribs will heal. You cannot put my melted skin back on my face.
I don't know. I mean, you could die from a horse kick to the
You
chest.
can die from 3rd-degree burns.
Yeah, I take the kick over I take the kick over.
I take the kick too.
There's no. I love bacon. I love bacon,
Sure, like
but nah,
eating.
B.
Yeah, but you don't want to be bacon.
No.
The
They're
fuck?
not.
Nope.
Oh,
Right.
oh.
All right. So now we're gonna go. Now that we have that.
Wait. One more thing.
One more thing.
They give you the payoff, and it ends in Hyde Park
Oh, right.
because they actually enter the fucking
They
Amazing
do the
Race,
Amazing Race.
which is kind of funny.
It was.
And it's also why I don't need another one of these.
Yeah, nah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, had they dangled the Amazing Race on me as the potential plot of the sequel, then
maybe that'd be funny.
But they didn't,
They didn't.
so I don't care now. And it ends, with the horse. That was pretty funny too.
Yes. I mean, if they did The Amazing Race as a sequel and like some crazy shit happened to them again during The Amazing
Nah, it's too
Race.
late. It's too late. They were about to win.
Oh, that's true. They were like at the end.
I don't remember that much.
It's not necessary. If they do it, they're going to do it. And if it's during quarantine, I'll watch it. If not, I
If
probably
we're here
won't
while
know.
they film a whole second movie, yo,
It was already
Who
in the
knows?
works.
Yo,
It was already in the
done.
works.
They've already filmed it. They were just like, we'll hold off.
Green screen.
God,
Get it in post. All right, so we're going to go on to our no spoilers review of the first 2 episodes of Stargirl, okay? So if you haven't seen it, please keep listening. If you have seen it, please keep listening. Just facts.
Don't go nowhere.
Just
do it.
Stay tuned. Okay. Stargirl. I'm gonna go back and ask the question I was gonna ask in our no spoilers, right?
Stargirl.
Sorry, girl.
It's a CW show. I'm gonna put that out there. It's about obviously a girl. A girl who, I don't know if this is spoilers or not. Like if you know a character has powers, right? Like the character gets
Yo, it's a CW
access-
show. They got powers. You good.
Okay. This character gets access to some powers that, let's say, are passed down to her. And it's kind of the story of this character who I don't know much about. So maybe you guys can give some more insight into. That started with Starman. Yes?
Starman.
Starman.
Started with Starman.
It's Starman. Don't listen to us.
I don't know. Starman. And now we're seeing the evolution of Stargirl. Okay. So my question is, it being a CW show, does the show exceed your expectations if you had any? Because it's CW.
Yeah, you set the cosmic rod pretty low. I mean, the bar.
Just saying.
Pretty low.
I'm putting it out there.
It exceeded my expectations. I have particularly, if it's not supernatural, then my expectation is low. I was like, CW stuff has been meh at most. Flash is cool, and Flash is alright mostly because of Cisco, and entirely because of Cisco and
Cisco.
Stargirl takes the
if they don't change that shit to Cisco and the Flash.
Oh my God. That is the name of my band. Cisco and the Flash. And then I'm be like, Cisco
Frank.
Kid was a friend of mine.
Oh man, this is happening.
Sorry.
And
stop. Guys, it's
All right.
a good song.
The reason it surpassed my expectations because it goes really extreme with the kind of the teeny bopper Billy Rock vibe. It goes for a very Billy Rock.
Riverdale.
I mean, essentially,
I
yes,
like
it comes
Riverdale.
across as an action oriented extension of Riverdale in that way, but it does it in a way that's not too corny. It kind of straddles this line of acceptable corniness.
Which is
CW
the wheelhouse
brand.
of CW.
I was going to say, that just sounds like
Yeah.
you're describing CW.
Right, but it doesn't.
That is the absolute wheelhouse.
It rarely
of CW.
dips below that line. Like
It's 2 episodes in.
I've seen a few more episodes.
One more. He said
but we're only talking about
one more episode.
That said, yeah, it's all right. It's cool. It does some very predictable things, but then it does do a few unpredictable things, and that's what's different about it, and that's why it exceeds my expectations. How you gonna take a JSA character and make something out of it? This is how.
I have to agree it exceeds my expectations because on anything, I have low expectations, especially for DC things. So I was like, I don't know this character. I saw Crisis on Infinite Earths though. So let's see what you can do. And watching it, I was pleasantly surprised. I will say that, I've only stuck with Flash because I've gotten used to the type of corny that it is. And
It's just the worst reason to do
there's
anything.
a couple actors who can really deliver the lines in ways that don't make me feel like, oh my God, who wrote this? So I'm with it. And, the storylines are always very interesting. I think DC has very, very interesting storylines and villains and things like that. So you get caught up. But I think this show took it beyond a little bit. The villains are a little bit more, well, I would say from Flash, obviously, a little bit rougher. They step over a little bit more lines. And the corniness for me was, I guess say even toned. It was throughout the whole thing. It wasn't like moments of corny. It was like, I know that this is corny, but I'm getting it. This is where I'm at. I get it.
Kind of campy at this point. But yeah.
Right. Yeah. Kind of campy.
Right. Yeah. When Jeff Winger showed up.
Jeff Winger.
Boy, no, it's not. It's in the trailer.
Nah, he's in. I mean, it's the first 2 minutes of the thing. What's the guy's actual name? Talk soup.
Joel McHale.
When Talkie Joe.
She got a
Note
name.
the time I said Joel McHale.
You did, and he played for the Celtics. So when
He did.
Joe McHale, Hall of Fame power forward for the Community All Stars, when he shows up, I'm like, oh, we're doing this.
That was hilarious.
You gonna give me the artsy Wilson brother, and
He is.
like the non-action oriented Wilson brother.
True.
Okay, he has none of the chops when it comes to special effects.
He
and
was
action.
in old school.
Okay, but
my boy Blue.
that's
Boy
as close as he got to like action. Okay, you got the tall Wilson
Oh yeah, I guess he's.
and Joel McHale. I was like, okay,
Listen, they're besties.
the special effects were not terrible.
No, it's true.
They weren't terrible.
Yes.
So I'll give it that.
Facts.
This is one of the most special effect heavy of the
Oh my
CW
God!
shows.
From like the first episode.
From the first episode, because anytime Stargirl is Stargirl and there's a lot of CGI that has to go into it. So I was like, okay, so they with it. I didn't find it annoying only because it's only been 2 episodes.
True.
I agree with y'all about it being even.
Yeah.
I'll watch some more.
Yeah.
My expectations were already low. They've been edged up a little bit slightly.
Yeah.
Smidge. The villains, being sprinkled around. They're not the most compelling villains. They're not the most known villains. Solomon Grundy's probably the most recognizable out of all of them for folks. But whatever. We'll see.
Yeah.
Part of me, this is the thing. Part of me kind of wishes this was just like an animated show.
It felt like an animated show.
It had the freaking animation budget for one. Good God.
That's what I'm saying. I kind of wish this show was just animated.
Well, when we go into the no spoilers, I have thoughts on that too.
Okay.
But are we ready for our spoilers?
I'm pretty sure.
Spoilers?
Well, we gotta for non-spoiler. Do we recommend it?
Right.
We gotta
Do we
say that
recommend
at
it?
least to other people?
I actually do recommend it. I think, it's fun. There's a female lead. The villains I feel like there's more to see from them, which will be fun. I think all around it's going to be fun.
I'm with it. I don't know how or why, but I'm with it. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of these villains catch some bodies. Yeah, I give it. Are we rated? Did we rate it? Or
No, we rate
nah?
movies. We recommend TV shows.
Oh, I recommend this. It definitely is. But don't. If you want to watch anything else, CW, don't watch that first. Don't watch Supergirl first. Save that for last.
No.
Stargirl.
Superstar Girl. Star Super.
But also don't watch Supergirl
why you say don't watch it
first?
first?
I would say don't watch Stargirl first because the expectations will be so much higher. You're trying to watch anything else.
Oh,
It's true. You can't go from Stargirl to
really
Flash.
complimentary.
You can't go from Stargirl to Supergirl. You
can go to You can go from Stargirl to like first 2 seasons of Flash.
Sure.
First
Yeah.
season of Arrow.
But then you always hating on his dragon chokehold moves.
Oh my god.
All right. So do I recommend it? If we were any closer to Umbrella Academy season 2 coming out, I would say no.
Yeah.
But we not.
But we still have a few weeks.
Yeah.
So go ahead, sneak in as much Stargirl as you can.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
100%. I do.
But on God, if they even released another trailer for the boys,
Woo!
I would say
You
watch that on a loop.
be like, you ain't got the time. What is Stargirl?
Yeah. You save your energy for the boys.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, watch it.
It's fun. All right, let's go into our spoilers review. I'm not saying spoiler again. I'm not going to do it.
Got you.
Okay.
Spoiler.
See, I have to practice to be able to do that. I can't.
You do need to.
I do.
You absolutely
now
do.
is the perfect time. It's so apt.
I practice a lot of slang words because
I want sultry spoilers.
Oh.
I want breathy spoilers.
Okay.
I want exclamatory.
When you put it like
made
that,
up spoilers. Okay.
When you put it like that,
I want all kinds of the spoilers.
I'm down. I could do that. Slang spoilers is hard. I'm from New England.
Spoilers already slang.
But like we pronounce everything like spoilay. Like that's
Wait,
Cameron is turning
right.
in his pink Lamborghini.
Sound right.
What?
Now that we've given the definition of spoilay, we're gonna go into our spoiler review of Stargirl. I think we can keep it short because I feel like it's only been 2 episodes. Few things have happened. Honestly, we saw 3 episodes.
Yeah, because you guys have fucking left me in the dust.
I realize that now, though. I was like, why didn't we just have him watch the 3 episodes?
I'm pretty sure it got lost in the madness of everything.
I'm sorry, Mike. I want to apologize.
Let's call it for what it is. It's sabotage.
Oh, damn.
It's intentional.
Strategery.
We definitely should have just made sure you could watch all 3.
That's fine.
But yeah, so my question for our spoiler is, what, if any, do you have any gripes with it? What were some things that you were like for Stargirl? Yeah, because I feel like we're saying, oh, it was pretty good, this and that, whatever. But there were like a few things I felt were like, what? And I'm hoping they turn that around later.
I got one right off the bat.
Do it.
We were in a group chat talking about this shit. And I think you mentioned it. You told me afterward because I didn't read your article because I was going to watch this. So I didn't want to. I don't like how in her first fucking day of school, she gets shoved into a black lunch lady.
Right?
And no one like apologizes
or picks
to the black lunch lady or helps her.
Exactly. And then why she got to be black? Like that could have been any lunch lady.
No. I don't have a problem that it was a black lunch lady because it was already kind of a diverse school, the principal and whatever. But I'm like,
Show some deference.
What?
Yeah, like Star Girl.
It just that didn't strike me.
Star Girl number 1 should have at least helped the lady. Like, been like, oh my God, like
that's what I'm saying. Like, she could have.
She did nothing.
Like, that's a character building moment.
Exactly.
Like, like if they would have showed her be sympathetic and very, contrite and sorry for being part of it. Because yes, she gets shoved into the lunch lady. And listen, it's the optics of it were bad because it was a black lunch lady.
Yeah, it's true.
But regardless, it was kind of like, well, damn, like no respect. We're like all pro essential worker and thank you
optics.
And they like walked away, and this lady's like picking up the lunch. I was like, that's not
right. It left an extra where normally I would have just been pissed. I was offended. I was irate.
Right.
And offended.
The thing is, like, they cut away from it too. It wasn't just like, it wasn't just like, oh, it's like, you're showing me now this lady picking up the food that you made her spill. You could have just been like, cut.
Yeah. That actress went home to her family and told her kids, guess what? Mommy's in a superhero show. And that's what happened.
And that's what you get.
Damn it.
Yikes.
So that pissed me off.
It's true. Kind of like piggybacking on that, a lot of my kind of article went into some of the things that I felt were very strange. And I understand that they're building up for these people to be obviously part of the Justice Society League, JSA.
The Society of America.
It's not the Justice League.
It's not the JLA.
Yeah.
JSA.
No.
JSA, the Justice Society of America.
Yeah.
But they have like this really nerdy black girl who I'm like, yay, black nerds. But she's like part of the losers table. And then you have like the obviously like Latinx woman who's being called a slut everywhere. And I was like, okay, you guys did not think this through. Like, I understand like you have to show them at a certain like low level so that later you're like, oh my God, but look, they're superheroes now.
Yeah, why couldn't the black nerd girl also be a slut? And the Hispanic... I'm just saying, or the guy that walked away, why couldn't he be the slut?
100%.
I mean, or let's really go radical with it. Our beloved Star Girl's a slut.
I'm down.
But we're not ready for that.
Apparently
we're not ready.
It makes more sense.
For slut antagonists.
The Latinx woman
ready.
Is a slut.
I'm just saying, we are not ready to be led by a slut antagonist.
It's true. It's true.
I guess so.
Stop looking at me like that, Frank.
I'm thinking about Jennifer's body, but anyway.
What?
Oh, wait. Wait, but she was like the villain.
She was the villain. That's true.
She wasn't. My bad. She was my hero. My fault.
Oh my God.
No,
she wasn't the hero. Amanda Seyfried.
You're supposed to set the bar.
Oof.
Amanda Seyfried was the hero.
Moral
I
center.
know. Let's see if I had any. Actually, my gripe is connected to that, and it's how it's how prototypical the archetypes they had set were.
Right.
Because even in the Power Rangers movie, they use that like the newer one.
This is where we're going.
Wait, be clear, because there's like 40 of them.
The newer Saban, feature length film.
Oh, the newer one.
The latest. Yeah, I guess the latest.
Oh, okay. Well, because I went straight to Ivan News, bro.
Oh, Power Rangers, the movie. Look at the product placement.
The last one that came out in theaters.
Yeah, with Elizabeth Banks in it. It's like that.
Oh, right.
I was like, the exact same prototypes existed.
That's true.
It's like across the board that the black nerd is literally exactly the same design and costume almost. Well, not the same costume, but the same visual makeup as homegirl from Sabrina. It's all. I'm like, all right, the prototypes are too easy to read.
The knockoff John Hughes Breakfast Club shit.
Oh my God.
Fucking.
Don't you remember me?
But like, we're talking about all these gripes, but at the same time, I think I still enjoy the show. I see the potential in it. You know what I mean? Because one of the things, like, I know they're not like fully rounded villains yet. And I don't know much about these characters, but that one character, the one who can control people's minds, he was ready to kill a kid. Do you know what I mean? And he's like,
Well,
isn't he like a
yeah.
counselor or something? What was his job?
He's a psychiatrist.
I'm gonna counsel you into the dirt. I'm a villain. What the fuck?
But that's what I liked about it. I feel like they could have gone like super corny, like, oh, there's kids. Like, let's not have him be like that type of a villain.
You got lock and key for that.
Yeah,
No.
the moral code of these villains is impressive.
Yeah.
Because they don't.
They started off the bat wiping out all their arrows.
Wiping them out.
In their house.
Crib.
Yo, that was crazy.
In their house.
That's why when Joel McHale was there, I was like, oh, I guess he dies. Because what? Joel McHale?
Yeah, because I'm like, yeah, you're not in this.
And I think that was a funny and a very interesting use for Starman. In the comic books, he's been resurrected in a way. In the last Crisis, no, it wasn't that Crisis. The whole Perpetua thing that they've been doing with the Justice and Doom. And
yeah, whatever.
With the whole Justice and Doom thing, and Starman is like some super 80s. He's like super 80s because that was like his like peak. So he's like super 80s, long hair, damn near a mullet.
What?
Corny 80s talk. I was like, so it was very interesting to see Joel McHale in that role in that time. And again, we get another show that we can't really tell what time period it is.
You can't.
It's like, is it the 50s? But they have cell phones. It's a great aesthetic.
I think it has to do with like the town that they're in. They really try to make it look like this is a very small town, hometown.
This is Americana.
Yeah, Americana. Which I found like, okay, that's cute. And remember when she like blew up that kid's car?
I did, yeah, casually. I didn't like...
Like what?
I didn't like that guy who was like telling not Owen Wilson to like work out.
Oh,
because I was like,
what, his name was Crusher, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck.
He was like, my name is
like,
Crusher. I was like, okay.
I'm like, you weigh 150 pounds. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you trying to get everybody?
Yeah.
Why are you criticizing everybody for not being muscle bound?
I was like, do you have 0%?
You're not muscle bound.
Yeah, do you have like 0% body fat? Like, what are you saying?
Yeah, I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, it was weird.
That's me saying that. Me.
I was trying to
but still, fuck
is
you.
he one of the metal men? I'm trying to remember because I'm trying to think of all of the like extended Just JSA like homies. I was like, is he one of those guys? Because they lingered on that a little long. I was like,
I feel like everyone, like the first 2 episodes really was like exposition of these are the characters who are going to be a part of the new JSA. Like you really knew. I'm like, okay, I get it. We're paying attention. And then that one kid who is the son of the other guy.
the villain or the
Yeah, he's like the son of
brain
the
guy.
villain. No. Well, yeah.
Do we not know his name?
No, the other one, not the one who's the son of the guy who can control minds. The other one, isn't he
Brain
like
tallow.
Or no, he was the son of the
wizard?
Yeah, the wizard.
Mental man.
Yeah.
Mentalk.
That he was at the
Is that his name? Are you just making shit stop?
No, that's freaking
Harvey Birdman.
Harvey Birdman.
Birdman.
But no, he was the son of the like wizard guy, but he was also at the losers table. So you're like, oh, okay, I see what's happening here.
Wait, but wasn't the frat guy the son of? Oh, he's the son of.
They're all the
He's the
son
son of
of
like the mayor
the
or
brain
yeah.
guy.
Right. So I guess here, before we close out, do you think that Stargirl is the daughter of Starman?
I don't yet care.
Got to the stack.
Good point.
I keep it a stack all the time. I don't yet care. I'll put it like this. I'm not as intrigued 2 episodes in to know more about whether she's the daughter of Starman as I was intrigued about the connection between the main character and what was that other Netflix series that I told you guys to watch and you didn't watch?
Which one?
There's so many.
With the problem. The one we did it recently. With the girl from It.
Oh no, we
watched that.
Okay, with that. What's the name of that?
Not
Come on.
Never Ever. I can't remember right now.
Oh man, something.
I'm not okay with this. Not okay with this. We got it at the same time. We got it at the same time. And if we didn't get it at the same time, Daryl, can you give it at the same time?
All right. Make that work.
No, I'm kidding, Daryl. Stop it, Daryl. So, yeah, I was more intrigued by the patriarchal, shit there,
right?
than I am with here because I'm like, I don't know enough about the mythology. I don't know enough about this magic rod thingy that you got.
Agreed.
It's sentient. I don't need for Stargirl to be related to a hero, to Joe McHale. I don't need that.
No, maybe she's related to Pierce.
If she's her own thing.
Pierce. Oh my God.
That's not
This
France.
is
No,
not Community.
that's not what we are.
No.
We're not doing this.
This
not
is
a
Americana.
crossover.
There's no
He
hug
just
button
said,
for that.
This is Americana.
This ain't the 50s though.
All right.
This ain't the 50s though.
Pour one out for Pierce.
And now,
Haven't you had enough of you? That's the best. It's the best Shirley line.
We
the
are.
whole fucking series.
You know what? We are moving on. We're moving on.
All right.
Francis.
Damn, ask me questions so I can say of you. No, go ahead.
No, that's it. We already recommended Stargirl, all that. So I don't know, I think it's fun. I'm excited to see where it's going to go. I love having those shows that you can just put on and you don't have to worry if you're going to be like totally invested or not. So
it's
the wallpaper of
about
TV.
it.
That is so horrible.
What?
They worked so hard on that.
I like it though. If I hated it, I'd be like, well, I'm not watching that again.
I'll say this: you will never be more impressed with the CGI budget on a CW show. That shit goes in.
They were like, we're gonna do work on this one, and we're gonna like take away the budget from others, like Flash.
Yeah, giant robot.
Giant robot. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Of you.
All right, we're gonna go into our coming soon section, where we look at some trailers. And be honest, I didn't watch this one. I realized I didn't watch it. So
We saw
you
it
guys are gonna have to
before,
be
right?
my guides. We've already talked about it before, yes. But there is a second trailer of Lovecraft Country.
It's like an official trailer.
Official. Okay, so I guess spoilers for anyone who's not seen the trailer. Like,
No, we don't do
whatever.
that.
That doesn't make any sense.
Watch it.
It's the trailers,
It's
public
trailer.
consumption. This ain't Comic-Con, whole H.
It is. So let's start with Mike. Mike, tell me what happens in this trailer.
Well, interestingly, a video game that I play sometimes, but I'm a fan of, Smite. They just
Sometimes.
released. Yeah. I'm gonna bring this full circle. I promise. They just released, or they will be releasing their newest Dike air quote god character in the game, Cthulhu, which is a creation of
H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh.
So the reason I'm mentioning that is because a lot of folks who, the Smite community online is really funny and toxic. But anyway, they mentioned how they're like, oh, we're bringing in characters from racist authors now. And I was like, wait, what? So apparently Lovecraft had some weird,
Oh no.
So that, knowing that now, added to my interest in this show, which is called Lovecraft Country, because I'm like, oh, so we talked about last time how it was interesting to have black leads in a storyline like this, which we don't get often. But now, especially since we have the David Lindelof angle, who I know is going to be up on it because of Watchmen. Now I have that intrigue with like, how are they going to incorporate not just the horror, but I'm for damn sure they're going to touch upon some racial issues also because of the author's name. The author and whatever issues he had that were being mentioned in the video game community that I was talking about before. So there's all that. And you know what? If it turns out, I haven't done my research yet. I just saw the trailer today. If it turns out that H.P. Lovecraft was not a racist, then I apologize to all three of his descendants.
Who are still around.
Yeah, I was like, I knew about that kind of strange occult quasi-racism thing that was happening.
Oh, okay.
I assume everybody. I assume anybody who was anybody back then had that running because that was the operating ideology. I was like, but it does add this element of, and it's on HBO, so it's that whole element of there's something supernatural happening, and then there's something very natural happening that supersedes that. I guess that interplay has been part of HBO stuff for quite some time.
and the intentionality of the creators.
Yes.
Right.
That's a strong. That is a strong aspect of HBO programming. Is the very direct, one-to-one, seemingly intentionality of the creators and what they put on screen. Sorry, go
right.
ahead.
And this show is being Jordan Peele's on deck, J.J. Abrams, David Lindelof on deck, but Misha Green, who did Underground.
I was about to say, who did Underground?
I was like,
not to be confused with Underwater.
Not to be confused at all.
Not
with
at
Underwater,
all.
but to be lifted as the most accurate Underground, the most accurate was it Harriet Tubman to date, and that spirit is in, like she's running this.
Yeah.
I was like, so that's going to be interesting. I've already seen the Burning Cross in the trailer, so we know we're going to go both places, the supernatural and the natural terrible.
So I just watched it with no sound.
You don't have to tell them that.
What? No, that's important.
Too honest.
That's important. I mean, the thing about it is like it obviously is like also a visual show. Producer Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams in there, stuff like that. So like the visuals.
Yeah, I meant Abrams, not Lindelof. Sorry.
Oh, my bad. I was feeding off that.
I was like, oh, was he consulting? But yeah, so like the visuals themselves tell so much of a story. You know what I mean? But whatever racistness thing that is happening. Racistness.
We have been inventing words this episode, I tell you.
I feel like this show is going to give us something deep and something different and something that's going to go beyond the creators, really. Because I think sometimes when things happen, we forget to separate the creation from the creator and what the creation itself can do and what that can spawn. So
that is a whole other episode of talk.
For sure. But I am excited to see it. I'm gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna I'm gonna watch it.
I am very intrigued. I'm with you, Aisha.
In this trailer, I saw Courtney B. Vance.
Yeah, Courtney B. Vance.
I saw Journey Smollett, not to be confused
She was in the
with Juicy
first one too.
Smollett.
Yeah. Not just say.
Michael K. Williams.
I saw. Yeah, Michael K. Williams.
Yes.
And a couple of, but I'm like,
Chalky White.
I'm just saying, this is about to be a situation. Some high caliber melanated actors on deck.
Sure.
Melanated, yes.
For sure. When does it come out? Did you guys see? I didn't see it.
Not soon enough.
Facts.
Right. We'll find it. We'll put in the comments when it comes out. So the next,
you'll find it.
France
do that.
will find it and put it in the comments. So the last one is a very short one. Tuca and Birdie, which I've never seen, is going to Adult Swim. What I do know about Tuca and Birdie, is that it's very like stream of consciousness type of show, right? Ali Wong.
Oh, God.
Ali Wong and come on.
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish.
Woo!
I know. I was so good in this episode. I ruined it.
I don't know if I'm ready for another stream of consciousness.
It's
show
very
on
much.
Netflix.
I tried to watch.
I mean, not Netflix, Adult Swim.
Well, it was on Netflix, right? And then it got
Yeah.
canceled. Netflix didn't pick it back up again, but Adult Swim did. So it actually makes the most sense that would be like the next move for it, because it really was like stream of consciousness. But I think people actually enjoyed it, but it wasn't like enough people, I think, for Netflix.
Okay.
So it went to Adult Swim, which I think is like our perfect place for it.
Well, Netflix knew that it had Midnight Gospel in the cut, so
yeah,
maybe it was like there's only room for one surrealistic stream of consciousness show animated
yeah. Exactly.
on here. I don't know.
After the trailer for season 2 came out, I was like, I should go back and watch season 1.
Yeah, it gave me BoJack. It gave me BoJack vibes, but entirely female standpoint. Again, entirely femme standpoint, but it felt like it existed inside of the same world that BoJack did.
I think it might be the same animators.
I never saw the show. I'm just going off the trailer for season 2 and the move to Adult Swim. It wasn't enough there for me to guess what the hell it was, to be honest.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
But then when it was like Adult Swim, I was like, oh, okay, of course.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to know unless you're brave enough to watch it.
It's literally Adult Swim.
That's what Adult Swim is. So I'll check it out.
Yeah.
But I got to start with season 1, which is still on Netflix?
I do believe so.
I think it should be, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they took season 1 off.
Quick update, the latest released info for Lovecraft Country is August 2020.
Oh.
On
Okay.
HBO.
That's this year.
So,
But the way things are going, let's hope it's not a documentary.
Oh, God.
it's true. They're still filming some parts.
Oh,
It's going to be included.
No, it's just going to be live cam feed of Earth and stuff happening.
Different countries. What's going on?
Supernatural beings popping out.
Did you guys see that one post that someone put on Twitter? They're like, man, I give it up to Black Mirror. They have us experiencing season 6 instead of watching it.
Yep.
I was like, oh my God, 100%.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
I would love to see the Black Mirror creators' response to that tweet.
Yeah. They're like, this was our point all along.
A choice option comes up.
Yeah. Choose your ending. Because who knows?
My God.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. It has been a roller coaster. I hope that this gave you some time out of your day or night to just ponder on some good entertainment or just entertainment. And places and people to go forward with. So,
yep.
Like, subscribe, share, write a review, write a comment. If you do, we will shout you out in the next episode. We do want to thank Black Nerd Problems. We're very excited to be a part of the team. So check us out on their platforms and on the same platforms we've always been on. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to change anything. You're just going to see us a lot more.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll find us where your podcast be podcasting at.
With the podcasters.
Your.
He had to do that.
Of your.
Of your.
And that's the title.
Here you go.
All right, yeah. Take a break. Get some rest. Drink some tequila.
Word.
Drop the outro music.